James Gunn gave us a superhero film so good that I think he deserves to wear the cape. Get ready for me to glaze this movie like an ice cream sundae hot dog between two McGriddle buns, because watching the movie Superman was absolutely fantastic. But you want to talk about it? Sit down, let's have a drink. Let me just start off by saying I can see why some people didn't like this movie, because not all people are good people. If you didn't like this movie, I think you deserve to be investigated. Now, of course, like most movies, it wasn't perfect. It had a few cons. But let's start with the pros, shall we? If you don't know Superman, then you yourself must not be from Earth. Long story short, an alien is sent from another planet named Krypton down to Earth when he is a child. This saves his life as his planet is destroyed. He's then adopted by a couple of farmers. As he grows up, he develops superpowers and becomes a superhero. The end. What kicks this movie off is that our beloved red cape-wearing Calvin Klein model interferes in foreign affairs this time, thus bringing on political consequences. Unlike me, you have to thank James Gunn for not giving us a 20-minute Superman introduction at the beginning of this movie. I mean, he's the first fucking superhero ever. Ever. If you don't know the origin of Superman, then you are the villain. Though this is our 4th or 5th rendition of Superman, they did a very good job of making it feel modern. The dialogue was very natural, the characters' personalities weren't exaggerated, and the plot seemed very real. I mean, for a Superman movie, of course. I feel like movie producers nowadays feel like the only way to make a movie look modern is by having the characters walk around with VR iPhones and having them sip digital slushies while using every slang word they can find from the Carter 5. But, luckily for us, Superman shows us that modern humanity does not need to be defined by its scrolling addiction. I'd also like to note that I will be bringing my other movie reviews to this platform for all of you to enjoy. Movies like the new Final Destination, Megan, Jurassic Park. If you would like to see these movie reviews, then, well, please like and please subscribe. I would say thank you, but I'm a demon. We don't do that. Honestly, it took a little while for them to grow on me, but I really did like the other superheroes in this movie. The confirmed heroes for this movie were Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, and Hawkgirl. I'm seeing that not too many people recognize these characters. I mean, even if you know Green Lantern, a lot of people don't know Guy Gardner. I, for one, am an avid comic reader. So, I'll be the one to officially tell you that these characters were done pretty damn well. Guy Gardner is actually one of my least favorite comic book characters in not only all of DC, but in all of comics. He's a bigger asshole than me. But it's portrayed so well in this movie that I actually hate him a little less than I did yesterday. A little. Since we're getting into characters, I don't want to say that the acting was really great. I mean, it wasn't bad, but not so much as the characters were really just written well. Again, the acting wasn't bad at all, but the script just seemed too good to fail. Yeah, this movie had a couple themes to explore. Honestly, I think the timing couldn't have been any better. On a side note, it feels like a lot of recently released movies are trying to send a message to America. Something like warnings. But I'm just a demon from hell. Do not take advice from me. As I watched our Cape Crusader save anything from a person to a squirrel, literally at one point he saves a squirrel from absolute destruction. We see the reasons why so many of these lives were put at risk in the first place. Reasons like war, business, envy. Superman, during the entire time of the movie, from the first second to the last, shows us why every life is important. Now, I wouldn't say that immigration was really one of the heavy marks of the movie, like some other movie reviewers are saying. But there was a line or two in there that may be interpreted that way, and I wouldn't blame you for doing so. But either way, I personally like the message. So, fuck you. Now for the absolute #1 pro of this entire movie. The sole reason I'm going to see this again tomorrow. Crypto. If you saw the movie, I think you'll understand me when I say that Crypto was by far my favorite part of this movie. Yes, the dog. Trust me, that is not an insult to the other elements that make up this movie. I just fucking love Crypto. And I think I speak for all of us. James Gunn really did such a great job of making the dog feel real. Except with Superman powers. Honestly, I couldn't believe that it wasn't a real dog. If every atom and fiber and muscle of this dog wasn't completely built off CGI, I would be asking for my own Crypto movie. Now that this movie is officially glazed harder than a morning donut, please allow me to get to the cons. There aren't too many, so I won't be spending much time on this section. But I will say there were a few questionable moments. They kind of stumbled into that formula that Disney's been using for the last 15 years. You know, the formula where every single character has to be funny in some type of way. It can't just be one character that provides comic relief here and there. No, every single scene and every single character has to be the comic relief. As well as every situation has to end with comic relief. Unlike most of the Disney superhero films, I actually enjoyed the jokes in the Superman movie. None of them were really cringy. Some of them really made me laugh out loud. can I say? My last and final con is that there's been no confirmation for a part 2. Yes, there is an after credit scene, but it doesn't really allude to much at all. Now, given the well remarks this movie has been given, I can't see why there wouldn't be a continuation, but until that's confirmed, I will be angry, and this will be a con forever listed. Now, usually at the end of these reviews, I like to recommend another movie that is either similar and or better than what we just discussed. However, I'm pretty sure this has become my favorite Superman movie of all time. That being said, if you do want to see another superhero film that is pretty vibrant, has good characters, fun, enjoyable, a little bit of laughs, well, I'd recommend the movie Shazam. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Barman the Demon, and I would love to know what you thought of the Superman movie in the comments.